Welcome to W&L Sports Weekly. I'm Jeremy Franklin. This week we'll speak with football coach Brendan O'Brien, men's soccer captain Ben Bayles, and volleyball captain Kasey Cannon. But first, a quick look back at the weekend in Washington in the athletics. The football team improved to 5-0 for the first time since 1961 with a thrilling 35-28 victory at Hampton-Sydney. Men's soccer lost 1-0 in overtime at longtime Division III power Messiah, while women's soccer defeated Eastern Mennonite 4-0. Field hockey also posted a 4-0 win over EMU to improve to 3-0 in the ODAC. Women's cross country placed 5th out of 21 teams at Carnegie Mellon, and men's and women's swimming both opened up the season with home victories over Center. And volleyball dropped a pair of matches in Newport News, falling 3-1 to Frostburg State and then losing in straight sets to 4th-ranked Christopher Newport. With me in the studio is assistant football coach Brendan O'Brien. Brendan, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Jeremy.
We expected the Generals to improve upon the 2-8 record from last year, but was a 5-0 start something that anyone in the program had imagined?
We go back a couple years when Scott took over and the foundation he's built, and I think we leaned on that the last year and a half of having some difficulties, and we trusted our kids to compete in the off season and improve, and we're excited where we are, and we took our lumps last year, we learned from them, and it's showing dividends this year.
Take us through the goal line stand that clinched the win at Hampton-Sydney.
Well, not every coach here wants to be in that situation at the end of the game, but we did a great job preparing our guys during the week of what we were anticipating to seeing in that situation, in a goal line situation. And first two plays, we stayed in our base defense and decided to bring some pressure, and we did a decent job shutting down the run game, and then they called a timeout, a 3rd and goal at the 1. We stuck our goal line package in there, and we shut down the middle, the ball bounced outside, and it was an unbelievable play by our freshman, Thomas Freeland, who was in his first career start. He started in practice the same exact play, and in practice we don't tackle. And fortunately, the one thing we didn't work on was tackling him at the end of the play, and he did an excellent job of doing that. And then on 4th down, they called a timeout again. We kept our goal line package in there and decided to just play our base defense and force them to beat us with their athletes. And PJ Klein did an outstanding job, plays about 3 snaps a game, plugged up the A-gap, and Rhett Dell came across and made, the game-saving tackle on the 1-yard line. And, it was outstanding effort by our guys, just showing up and doing their job.
Does this year's defense remind you at all of the 2010 ODAC championship team in terms of its ability to come up with a turnover or a key stop at a critical moment?
There's a lot of comparisons. We tend to, when we recruit kids, compare kids to former players, and this group of young DBs and a veteran front kind of reminds us of that 2010 team and type of playing style, and the ability to come up with those big plays. But the one thing that we don't want to compare them to now, because that team has an ODAC championship and we're still striving for one right now. So we'll hold those comparisons a little bit longer until the end of the year, and hopefully we have the ability to compare it.
You do have several big hurdles left in ODAC play. 3 of your last 5 games are on the road. What did the Generals need to do to keep things rolling into the second half of the year?
We just need to keep doing what we've been doing so far this year, just focusing one day at a time, focusing on, the current opponent we have this week in Randolph-Macon, who are, not having a season they were hoping for, but it was very similar to what happened to us last year, where we started off slow and Macon was having a successful season, and the script is flipped this year, where, right now we're going into the game away as the favorite, and we just need to focus on taking care of business this Saturday and take it one day at a time.
Well, Brendan, thanks for joining us here. Good luck the rest of the fall.
Thank you, Jeremy.
I'm joined now by Kasey Cannon, senior volleyball captain from North Wales, Pennsylvania. Kasey, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
The Generals got a big win against Roanoke on Tuesday. Prior to that, Washington and Lee lost 5 out of 6 matches, but 3 of those had come to top 5 opponents. You had very close defeats against Mary Washington and Frostburg State. Where is the team's confidence level at this stage of the season?
Obviously, we've had a really tough schedule this year, and unfortunately, we've lost some of those closer matches that we obviously would have preferred to win, but our confidence is still very high, especially because we're still undefeated in the ODAC, which is our huge goal this year. And like you said, last night was another big win for us.
The Roanoke match started a string of 5 games in 5 days for the Generals. 4 of those are ODAC matches. What are the keys to staying focused when you have such a short turnaround between games?
The key to staying focused is just focusing on one game at a time when you have so many games in a row, it's easy to, focus on the next one or the one after that, but you just got to focus on who's crossing the net from you right now and take it one game at a time.
The ODAC tournament is just 3 weeks away. What needs to happen for the Generals to be playing their best volleyball in November?
We need to just keep learning from our mistakes or our successes from each game and come into practice and everyone work to get that 1% better. And if each player can get 1% better, then we'll certainly be playing our best in November.
The seniors have won 3 conference titles in 3 years. What would it mean to you and your classmates to finish out your careers with another ODAC championship?
It would be awesome to win it all 4 years. We're a super close senior class, and it would honestly be the cherry on top to win it every single year, and it would mean a ton to each of us.
Kasey, thank you for joining us here. Good luck as you pursue that ODAC title.
Thank you.
Here with me now is Ben Bayles, senior soccer captain from Fleming Island, Florida. Ben, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Washington and Lee is 5-0 in the ODAC. The Generals outscored their opponents 12-0 during a recent 3-game homestand. Why have things been clicking so well since conference play started?
There's a lot of different things I think that have kind of contributed to it. For one of the main goals we have as a team is always keep falling forward and keep building. So, obviously coming to preseason, we weren't exactly where we'd like to be. But once things started coming together and things started clicking, everyone started playing a little better. Another big thing is we have a very, very freshman-heavy team this year who didn't have much experience coming in. I think it was really crucial for them to get a couple of big games under their belt, and they really built their confidence. And once everyone's chemistry started mending together, again, because we have a lot of new faces, it all started clicking very well.
Due to injury, you played in just 3 matches in 2014. You're currently leading Washington and Lee in scoring this year. How satisfying is it for you to be so directly involved in the team's success?
It's been pretty amazing, honestly. Felt very, very blessed so far. Last year was extremely frustrating for a lot of reasons. I'm really not much of a watcher. I've always been prided myself on leading by example and hoping people follow in that way. This year, being able to actually be out there with the boys and starting to really contribute, it's been one of the best experiences of my life, honestly. This has been by far the most fun I've actually had playing soccer, honestly, in my entire career. So in many ways, it's been incredible. Very grateful.
This past weekend, the Generals lost in overtime on the road against a Messiah team that's won 10 of the last 15 Division III titles. How will playing that match prepare you for the rest of the year?
I think it really just gave us a very much needed test. They're a very good team. People were a little antsy going in, but I think playing the game really made everyone realize how good we are and the fact that we can hang with these great teams, and in the future we can become one of these great teams. And also just taught us a couple of things we're still lacking. Whether it's marking in the midfield or being lazy on defense, they really were able to exploit certain things that we need to work on. And so that's serving as a wake-up call. It's going to be something huge when we come into play against the ODAC teams who are traditionally a little less strong. And so if we can play that well before, hopefully we can use what we've learned and use that to win, hopefully, the ODAC championship.
W&L is in the driver's seat for the top seed in the ODAC tournament. What would home field advantage mean to the team in the postseason?
Home field advantage would be a huge difference maker, I think. We always tend to play better at home, whether it be just because we don't have to take the extra travel time or people just feel a little more confident with the crowd behind them. But with a couple young faces and just honestly everyone having the fans there really adds that extra level of confidence and extra level of support that really can make a big difference. We have a nice field that's very conducive to our play style, being big and being a grass field, and I think if all those things combined, it would really give us a big chance. The idea of winning at home at the ODAC championship is just so appealing to me that I can't think of anything else that's a better motivator.
Ben, thanks for joining us here. Good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's time now for a look at the upcoming weekend. Field hockey visits Shenandoah on Friday with first place in the ODAC on the line. Men's and women's swimming will travel to Mary, Washington, and volleyball starts off a busy weekend at home against Bridgewater. On Saturday, women's cross country competes in the South-Southeast Regional Preview at Shenandoah, while the men's team heads to Oberlin. Back in Lexington, women's swimming hosts the ODAC Relays. Volleyball will take on Easter Mennonite and then step out of conference play to face William Peace. 2 W&L teams head to Ashland. Men's soccer beats Randolph-Macon on Saturday morning, and football kicks off against the Yellow Jackets at 1. And women's soccer hits the road to battle longtime rival Virginia Wesleyan. For W&L Sports Weekly, I'm Jeremy Franklin. Thanks for watching.